Hey everybody, welcome back to the Gregtech playthrough. Last episode we left off having set up AE2, upgraded the blast furnaces, and prepared ourselves for high voltage. Today we expand into high voltage, set up tons of infrastructure to flesh out our auto crafting, and finally build the base that I'm happy with. So, let's start with the base.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. I'm falling fast, sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's facts. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
And so this is the style we're going with. We're going to continue this throughout the playthrough. With the space for it now, let's get to power production in the clean room, which we're going to full send and build the maximum size possible. Now with the clean room built, we have access to most of the processors that will take us up to LUV. Inside, we have the laser engraver, the cutting machine, the circuit assembler, and a few others. But to get these high voltage machines, we did need the emitter, and unfortunately the eye of ender is not easy in this mod pack. We need the implosion compressor. So we'll start by making the controller, which isn't too bad, it's only 3 high voltage circuits. And then we'll make the machine casings. These are also going to be used for the central monitors, which are going to litter our base. And now we're going to build the machine. Pretty simple, we only need 1 energy hatch for this one because all the recipe is inside a low voltage. So, to get our ender pearls and our eyes of ender, we're going to have to use TNT and ender pearl dust in the implosion compressor. Right now, TNT is difficult to get. Gelled toluene is relatively expensive, and toluene especially is going to be really difficult to come by. With our heavy fuel setup going 500 millibuckets to 40 is terrible conversion, and it will definitely be nicer to have it on passive once we get some distillation towers. And we'll move into a little crafting montage now. I really don't want to bore you with all of the specifics of this, but we do need to make blaze powder, which is sulfur and carbon. We're going to increase our efficiency of the liquid toluene into making gelid toluene by using sugar and polyethylene. Then going to use that with sulfuric acid to make TNT. Then we're going to actually make our ender pearls. Then we'll need to chemical bath the ender pearls in blaze to make ender eyes. And now we need to fight the dragon. And now for an easy dragon fight. And with the dragon dead, we have access to all the valuable resources that the end can give us. Most notably right now is platinum. It's super important in any Gregtech mod pack to make sure that you set up passive production of resources that you use on a daily basis. For instance, steel, aluminium, stainless steel, and titanium, which are all resources for our machine hulls, and polyethylene and polyvinyl chlorine for our circuits. In our case, we have a quick and dirty setup to make our polyethylene and our polyvinyl chlorine all in one go. The first chemical reactor, which makes us polyethylene, the second, which makes us vinyl chloride with chlorine and ethylene, and the third one, which just makes us polyvinyl chloride with oxygen. Again, we have these limited behind the facades here to only have 100,000 because we don't have infinite chlorine. Since our metals are all blast furnace recipes, we need a way to start passiving those. In this case, we can use a blast furnace with a level emitter set to whatever we want. I like to do 1024 as a simple easy buffer for steel, aluminium, and stainless steel, and it just sits here. We also need a robust way of crafting up the components and basic materials to make all of this stuff. In this case right now, we have a really disgusting wall of machines, all at medium voltage that I use regularly. Each one of these has an interface underneath with a bunch of patterns. These will be replaced with multi-blocks later, but for now, unfortunately, because of our tech level, we have to work with single blocks. And speaking of tech level, I think it's finally time we tackle titanium. So first things first is we are going to need the vacuum freezer. This is going to take 3 extreme voltage circuits, which we haven't made yet, and 3 pumps. But luckily for us, since we just set up auto crafting, we can actually just press a few buttons and watch the magic happen. And after a little bit of waiting, we've got almost all the materials for the vacuum freezer. We just need the frost-proof casings. These are made of aluminium and we have lots of that. Frame boxes with sticks and then casings with plates. So now that we've got the machine controller, we're going to find a nice spot to put it between our automatic blast furnace setup. We'll place an interface on the input bus, and then we're going to set filters so that every hot ingot that comes into our applied energistic system enters the cool zone. So it's pretty simple to make titanium. First we need a high voltage chemical reactor. We're going to filter in carbon and rutile. And finally chlorine. This will give us carbon monoxide and titanium tetrachloride. Then we need to blast the titanium tetrachloride with magnesium dust, which gets us a titanium ingot and a byproduct. In this case, this is a closed loop system, so we can electrolyze both the carbon monoxide and the magnesium chloride to get our chlorine and carbon back. And because the hot titanium went straight to the freezer, we can just grab it out of our applied energistics system. And I think that's a pretty good spot to wrap up today's episode. We managed to get a lot of base building done, set up passive processes for our most commonly used material, set up component auto crafting, as well as plastics. And what we've done today has set us up for a really strong run and opened up so many possibilities for next episode. Speaking of which, next episode we're going to tackle some distillation towers, we're going to make PTFE, and of course it starts raining. We're going to make PTFE, or go to hell, epoxy, and maybe we'll even tackle the platinum line. So if you're interested in that and more, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.